You've successfully reached the stage, and this is where all of your hard work is going to come together. Today, we'll finally be pulling everything together into a crystal clear statement about what you do and the value that you offer your clients. But first, I want to know what problem you've fallen in love with. There's a quote that I really like from a Hootsuite social media trends report that says, "Great niches create authenticity and intimacy at scale." Wow, don't you just love the words authenticity and intimacy? And aren't they what we've been talking about all along while we've been working towards finding and defining your niche? Something that's authentic for you, where you get to know your clients' problems, challenges, hopes and dreams intimately so that you can work together for a powerfully different tomorrow. Your clients will work with you because they know that you get them, that you fully understand where they're at and what they want to achieve. I want to just digress for a minute and talk about milk for a moment. And you may wonder what milk has to do with niche, but it's a great example of a commoditized category in which there is wide differentiation and specialization. First, you can choose from pasteurized or unpasteurized. You might look at the fat percentage, so whether it's full cream, low fat, or fat-free. And let's not forget long life milk. You can even get lactose-free cow's milk nowadays, and if you don't want to drink cow's milk, then you can get sheep or goat's milk, although you might have to work hard to find it. And if you don't want an animal product at all, you can choose from almond, rice, soya, or coconut milk, and that list is absolutely endless. There is a milk or milk-like product for anyone, no matter what their food intolerances, allergies, or preferences are. And note that food intolerances and allergies are problems. And that's the same with the coaching niche. There's a perfect niche for every coach that solves the problems or meets the needs of every client. So, what problem have you fallen in love with? We're going to do a couple of word cloud exercises to see what emerge as the top trends, words, or statements coming out of the exercises that you've done in the last week. And you'll now see the value of all the work that you've done. In fact, the more effort you've put into it, the better your results are going to be. But before we get to the word cloud exercise, let me give you some examples of niching down. I've said many times that we can no longer afford to call ourselves business, executive, or life coaches, and that these categories have simply become too flooded or commoditized over the years. Here are a few examples of niching your niche so that your potential client can find you for your particular expertise. Let's look first at Harry. He's a life coach and personal trainer. Harry is a fitness and wellness enthusiast, and so he first positioned himself as a wellness coach. Well, even that has now become oversaturated as a market segment, and so Harry started to describe himself as a bodybuilding coach. You see, he is also only really interested in working with clients who want to achieve a particular aesthetic look, but he soon realized that within that, he wants to work only with clients who want to do so naturally, without supplements and enhancements, and who want to achieve a particular state of health that is embodied by a certain outward appearance. The work that Harry does is about developing self-esteem, creating effective strategies to keep yourself motivated even when the going gets tough or you have a bad day, and to also develop a healthy mindset that is able to manage stress and anxiety out in the real world. So Harry markets himself as a 24/7, 365-day coach whose clients achieve holistic, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health and intelligence. He's also put a team of experts in place to support his clients so that they have 100% support 100% of the time. Not bad for someone who started out as a life coach and personal trainer, hey? He's now got a thriving practice, and because his clients are very visible, living proof and testimony to the results he delivers, his marketing is practically all through word-of-mouth referrals. Marty is an executive coach. She's been in the coaching industry for quite a few years, but she wasn't getting as much work as she felt she wanted and felt she was capable of handling. She is highly qualified with a postgrad degree in coaching as well as a range of other qualifications and accreditations under her belt, but she still fell short of her targets. We started working together to identify what she wanted to do and what she was passionate about. Marty had always enjoyed working in large blue-chip listed companies at executive or C-suite level. She likes the challenges and dynamics that these executives have to deal with in balancing the interests of multiple highly demanding stakeholders. It is complex and challenging work. But as we talked about it further, she realized that she particularly enjoyed working with female executives, and especially female executives who had recently been promoted but felt that they needed to establish a clear, credible, and respected voice in the boardroom. Fine-tuning her target market created Marty's niche and suddenly made it so much easier for her to market her services, as she's become the go-to person for newly promoted female executives in blue-chip listed companies who want to work on developing their executive presence. Defining and refining your niche equates immediately to getting the right attention from the right clients. And when you're working with the right clients, you get great results. So here's your rule. If you think you've identified your niche, go another 3 layers deeper, like I've demonstrated with Harry and Marty. Niche down at least another 3 layers. Do this by asking yourself questions like, who don't you want to work with? What work don't you want to do? As well as, who do you want to work with? And what work do you want to do? Where does that get you now? Can you go even deeper? Right, so onto the practical exercise for today. I want you to go to the website www.wordclouds.com and upload the following. First, you remember the document where you created your list of needs, wants, and requirements that you've identified as you've gone through the modules. Save the word cloud that you upload that document and save the word cloud that you create and move on to the second part of the exercise, which is to take all of your survey results and put them into a second word cloud. Now take all of and save that. Now take all of your client testimonials and referrals and put them into a third word cloud. Finally, take your answers to yesterday's questions and put them into a fourth word cloud. I've created a separate tutorial below this to show you how the tool works, but what is important is that you will start to see major words and themes popping out. Is something interesting emerging? What words or phrases do you see popping out time and time again? If you take the most prominent words that keep on coming up and put them together in a sentence, what do you come up with? Your niche needs to state what the client's problem is and what solution you offer. For example, I specialize in helping coaches market their practices without spending a cent. The problem? Well, coaches don't know how to market themselves and their practice, and they often don't have a marketing budget. So I help them overcome both and become self-sufficient, doing marketing that is authentic and that they will be able to do with consistency. In your workbooks, I've given you a section where you can note down problems and solutions. And I'm going to ask you that powerful question again. What problem have you fallen in love with? Use the answers to this to craft your niche, consisting of the problem or challenges your potential clients experience, and how you solve them. I hope you've learned a lot from this process about yourself and your coaching practice, and that you've also started thinking about your future plans and strategies for where you want to take it. Most of all, I do hope that you have managed to define and refine your niche. Well done on completing all 5 modules, and please keep in touch. Who knows, I may see you in my Academy course, where I teach my students how to create an effective marketing strategy for their coaching practices, how to implement it, and also how to create something exactly like what I've done here. In the meantime, take care, happy niching, and I wish you every success in your coaching practice.